Hi folks. You know, for generations farmers have been preserving wood fencing using repurposed motor oil. It's not a tightly held secret, and I'm not reinventing the wheel today. If you look behind me, you're going to see a portion of about 1,200 feet of wooden fencing that's here on this property, and it's about 30 years old. It's seen damage from bears, from deers, trees crashing on top of it. But what I'm talking to you about today is from exposure to the elements, the sun and the rain, rot. And it's had sections replaced every 5 to 7 years with pressure treated wood, and that gets expensive. So what I'm showing you now is a very simple, very inexpensive method, and it starts with motor oil. Now this doesn't have to be automotive oil. It can be from your tractor, farm equipment, marine oil. It can even be hydraulic oil. Next, I've got a cheap tank sprayer. This is 1.5 gallons. I picked this up from our local hardware store. It's dedicated for oil, so I don't use anything else in it. I just wipe it down when I'm done, and I throw it on the shelf in the garage. Diesel fuel. Now this can be the red stuff, it can be the green stuff. It doesn't matter. It just needs to be diesel fuel. Also, surgical latex gloves. You can buy a pack of them for about $1, I think. It will keep your hands free of oil so you don't get dirty. You don't get in trouble when you go into the kitchen and you're touching all the cabinets and the dishes. Now some of you might ask me, well, isn't oil contaminated? It's used, it's dirty, so isn't it going to clog up your sprayer? Well, I haven't had that problem, but what I do beforehand is I filter it out. Because yes, it could have gunk, sludge, dead spiders, loose pocket change in it, and you don't want that trying to go through your spray head. You know, you'll end up dirty and frustrated. What I use is a gallon jug, and I use a funnel, and then this is just weed matting, weed cloth for my wife's garden shed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pour half of this, and I run a 50-50 mixture. Now you can go either way if you want, a little thicker, a little thinner. The thicker it gets though, the harder it's going to be to push through your sprayer, and you don't really want to spend 120 pumps on this, wearing your arm out trying to get it to bleed through the sprayer head. The thinner it is, the more coverage on your wood you will get. And once you see the demonstration that I'm about to do, you'll see it soaks it right up, and it's very effective the way I've got it mixed. So anyway, I'm going to fill this half with oil. I'm going to fill it half with diesel fuel. Then I will pour it into the funnel, my red funnel, and I'll use my weed barrier as a filter. I'm going to pour it in like this, and it's going to get the contaminants out. So what goes in there is more or less pure. So here's how it works. So with that 2-gallon sprayer, with the mixture I had of 50/50, I can cover about 16 sections of fence. 8-foot sections of 4-rail fence, 6 if I count the 2 vertical rails. So 8 sections of 8-foot fence per gallon. So that's 16 sections of fence. Or if I want to do the front and the back at the same time, it's 8 full sections. It's windy today, and I try to be mindful of how I'm spraying. It's just like spraying lawn furniture or anything else. I try to not get too close to create runs and having it drip on the ground, and I try not to get too far away so it's blowing everywhere. I'm also mindful of vegetation, you know, and my wife reminds me too. When it comes to detail work, you can brush it on. You can brush it on to, you can soak post or brush like 4x4s before you put them in the ground. You can brush on projects before you assemble them. So you can spray it, you can roll it like I did on my trailer, any other method that works for you. Now, some people may have concerns though because there is oil going into the ground. Well, that's where it came out of, and my personal opinion, this is my property, but it's my personal opinion, we put much worse chemicals on our vegetation and on our construction than we do oil. Anyway, if you enjoyed our channel, American Outdoors, we're from backyard to backpack. We cover everything from camping to hiking to farming, cooking, just about anything. If you like our channel, you can subscribe. We're on American Outdoors on the web. That's our web page. We're on Pinterest. We're on Facebook, Twitter. We've also got an Etsy store. If you're interested in cast iron cookware, primitives, handmade items, you can find us on Etsy, American Outdoors Co. Thanks for watching, folks, and we'll see you again. Bye-bye.